Alright, Snap Rats, it's Friday night. We got a blizzard on its way, and I'm going to make some soup. It has, however, been quite some time since I stepped foot in the kitchen, but gotta hunker down and make something hard. Got my large soup pot, got my vegetables, minced garlic. It's going to be a beef and bean soup. Where it gets good in a hot pan, drizzle extra virgin olive oil and minced garlic. Oil's smoking just a bit. The garlic, about 5 tablespoons. And your carrot, celery, and onions are called the mirepoix, and that's the basis for a good soup. On high heat, you let the mirepoix simmer. You want to actually get a little bit of browning on the, in about 10 minutes, the vegetables are going to become semi-transparent, and this is what I add. Okay, so I've added my seasoning. I've turned down the heat to a low simmer, and I've added a variety of seasonings. About 5 cups of chicken broth, and I'm going to bring it to a boil. Now, you can choose to omit the beef altogether and just keep it vegetarian if you'd like. Drain it about halfway through so that you can get the browning. That's about the way you need it, right about there. Keep it moving, nice and brown. Here's the part a lot of people forget. Don't forget it. Don't forget to deglaze the pan. That's all the good stuff in there. So I have everything I need in this pot, including a couple bay leaves. Got the meat and all the beans in there to stir it, and that's about it for now. I've actually topped it off with some water. I'm going to bring it up to a boil, cover it, and let it be for about 5 hours. Now you want to cover it. Okay, as you saw in the last snap, at 3 o'clock I turned down the heat, but what I'm going to do is get the temperature back up. The reason for this, and I'll show you, is to thicken the soup. You know, since it was shut off at 3 o'clock, it's actually still hot. I'm just going to bring it back up to boil and then thicken it with some starch. 2 ways, easy and convenient, to thicken soups, sauces, so on and so forth. One is to use cornstarch. The important thing with cornstarch is to dissolve it in water until it reaches the point of saturation. Cornstarch is a little bit better when you're limited on time because it doesn't take much for the heat to break. The option is to create a roux, and it's a more popular, more common, more tasteful option for you if you do. I don't consider myself a chef any longer. I'm a salesman, so I don't even want to try to sell you on that. With a roux, you want to start off with some real butter, and so you really start off by melting the butter in a saucepan, and then you dissolve the flour into the water. You want to use a salted butter, a unsalted butter, depending upon your health needs, your flavor taste. The major key with the roux is to bring it up to temperature and to cook it until it is a thick, pasty consistency. And then you add it to your soups and sauces and whatever you want to thicken up with the roux. But then you got to cook great for thick soups like bisque and cream of whatever you want to cream. What I want to do with the starch thickening agent is simply create a greater consistency, viscosity. Okay, it's now saturated and there are no clumps. Be sure not to overheat the water, otherwise it will. Soup's back up to temperature, and I'm going to add the cornstarch. Stirring it in, you can automatically see the soup thickening, and we're almost there. All right, key ingredient, last minute, will be light cream. I have 1 cup. Give that a good whirl. And just like so. Look at that. Soup is done. With a little semolina bread, and a real nice loaf of something fresh, you're ready.